Mr. Copeland, I just want to let you know the Friends of Bowling Green website because we don't believe in what's going on. But they're criticizing and ridiculing of you. I haven't met her, but I want to make sure you know. The group is kind of split. So one group does, one group doesn't, but we don't use Friends of Bowling. Okay. You'll see later what we're talking about. But I wanted to say that.
That'd be a good business.
What's the purpose of the special?
To sign the other resolution. You have to first certify the amount to the auditor, and then you have to pass the resolution.
Okay, so Chief and I called and said he was trying to make it to work. They're on the run. I don't know if you heard this, whatever. Yeah. He is going to apply for a grant like Licking Township did, but they have to have a host township. It's not just an office or anything. We just have to have a host township, and he asked if we would host. And I said, no problem, so he comes to the meeting. He was supposed to be here tonight, he's not coming. They went on a run. So I talked to him real quick, and I said, I think we can set up a special meeting with him. We will also discuss that then.
If I put it in an address, just discuss fire levy and fire grant.
Grant for fire department. Yeah. It's not going to cost us anything, they just need a host, like we did with the air packs and stuff for Licking Township.
Not that.
No, not that one. Not the first ones. What are those there for?
Zoning inspector?
To them, to your trustees.
I thought you would pass them out since you were standing up here. Huh?
I just sat there.
But you were standing up here.
Well, I just sat there. Thank you. Did I give you enough?
I don't have time.
There we go. She hasn't got her own stuff made. You need it.
I know I do.
Are you gonna go get some?
Well, maybe someday. It's expensive, you know.
I'll start the meeting at 7 o'clock and pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with roll call. Dan Van Buren,
Yeah.
Ben Hub,
Here.
Jeff Corpenny.
Here.
Okay, there's no guest speakers, is there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Correspondence?
You guys can go.
I haven't got any. You got any correspondence, Jeff?
Yeah, I do. First thing, Planning Commission, there's nothing on the agenda. Their meeting was probably, I think, yesterday, but there was nothing Bowling Green on there. In regards to incident that happened here, the law director, I got a public record request and it's incident 14-004274, and I'm going to read that. Okay, this was sent, this is like I said, a record request I put in so we could get an answer to some issues that have occurred here. This letter was sent to Sergeant Ponish from the Director of Law's office, Doug Sassoon. So Sergeant Ponish, please accept this letter as the formal rejection of misdemeanor charges in the above listed matter. In recent weeks, the Law Director's office has thoroughly analyzed whether potential crimes were committed at the February 25th trustee meeting and has carefully examined all the evidence that we received regarding this incident. In the case at hand, members of the audience were displeased that they were being filmed by Mr. Corpenning while attending the township meeting. It appears these individuals may have mistakenly believed that they were protected from being filmed while in attendance due to the passage of a motion declaring that video cameras in the meeting could film the trustees only, not the attendees. This limitation on filming is a violation of Ohio Sunshine laws. In addition, it's difficult to determine when the meeting officially begins and ends, especially in light of the near constant disruptions from various trustees and audience members. We would encourage the Bowling Green Township trustees to consult with their legal counsel, the county prosecutor, for further guidance on these issues. We have determined, as a result of many factors, that the filing of charges by our office is not warranted. Should you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to contact me, and thank you for your attention in this matter. And again, anyone that wants that public record, it's referenced with the Sheriff's Office. It's 14-004274.
That incident would never happen if you just stayed your seat.
So what I have, it's my turn, Dan. So what I have here, I wrote down the exact illegal resolution that was made on June 25th, 13, and I guess we'll put that under old business since it's...
You might as well read it and get it out of the way.
I don't see old business on the agenda, Jenny. Where is it?
Unfinished business?
Oh, okay. You want me to do it now, you say? I just don't want to get distracted from getting on to the rest of the correspondence, but that's fine. On June 25th, 13, there was an illegal resolution that was passed here. So I moved to rescind the following resolution. It said that it was made by Ben Hupp, seconded by Van Buren, vote by Van Buren yes, Corpenning abstain, Hupp yes. I move to rescind all video recording equipment that's going to take video equipment needs to remain in the designated area, which is the box over there, needs to be on the trustees, no video recording of anybody in the public. Seconded by Van Buren. Roll call again was yes, abstain, yes, and it passed. So I move that that be rescinded since it is not legal. I'm not going to get a second to the motion, then I'll move on with my correspondence.
Can I ask a question in reference to this?
I'm going to continue with my correspondence. I did receive a CC from the letter that, are you going to go over that, Jenny? Letter from Amy, the draft letter, that she said that that the board could use. You know, referencing Mrs. Boland's record request. Are you going to be bringing that to the board?
Go ahead.
You want me to do it now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as the board knows, Ms. Boland put in a record request. The fiscal officer, we were copied. I don't know, Dan, did you get it? I know you have email, so well, I'll read it. That way you'll hear it. But this is what Amy provided. It's a letter to be sent to Ms. Boland. The board can, when she said the board could use, I guess we should use a motion to determine whether we fill it. But it says, Dear Ms. Boland, regarding the public records request for video of Bowling Green Township board meetings. The Bowling Green Township Board is in receipt of your public records request, requesting, quote, copies of all videotapes of all meetings, unquote. The board as a whole does not videotape its monthly board meetings. Even though Trustee Corpening does videotape the monthly board meetings, he does so on his own behalf and not on behalf of the township. The board does not receive or ever have custody over Trustee Corpening's videos. It is the board's understanding that if a record is not, quote, created, received, or coming under the jurisdiction of a public record, quote, as required by Ohio Revised Code 149.011G, then it is not record under Ohio Revised Code 149.43. More importantly, since the board does not possess these videos, it cannot provide them pursuant to a public record request. A public office has no duty to provide records that are not within its custody or control. She references State EXREL Stryker versus Smith, 129 Ohio, ST3B 168. While the board cannot comply with your request, it is the board's understanding that Trustee Corpening's videos are accessible to the public on his YouTube channel and that they can be accessed there. If you have any questions regarding how to access these videos, please contact Trustee Corpening directly. And there's a place to sign it. And like I said, she said the board could use this. So I move that the board mail this letter to Mrs. Voland.
Is there a second to the motion? Does anybody have a clipboard? Thank you.
Okay. I guess since there's no second to that motion, I have another illegal motion that was made. Just go ahead and do it now since you won't have to come back to me. On March 25th, 2014, Fiscal Officer Duvall read this motion. It was moved by Trustee Benjamin Hupp, President, and second by Dan Van Buren. And again, in regards to the legal letter we just got here that we could have sent to Ms. Voland. Quote, Ben made a motion for Trustee Corpening to fill Patty Voland's record request of the taped videos, the meetings. And there was a roll call vote. Van Buren, yes. Corpening abstained. Hupp, yes. I move that this motion be rescinded. That's all I have under correspondence. If there's no second to that motion, then I have my old business and my correspondence completed. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one more. Did you get that email record request from somebody?
Yes.
PR, you did. Okay, you're going to cover that one or fill it or whatever. Because it looks like they copied Ben on it and me on it, and it's another public record request from somebody.
I didn't bring it with me.
What it says is, again, it says it's from PR Seeker. I don't know. It's not a person, I guess. I don't know. It says this is a public record request for ORC 14943 for copies of township video Trustee Corpening took on the July 13th, 13 and February 25th, 14 Bowling Green Township trustee meetings. Please forward this request to President Van Buren if necessary because I cannot locate his email address. Please advise ASAP via email as to the procedure to obtain the copies, including the cost. So, you can handle that then?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's it for me, Dan.
I had one thing, is a couple emails back and forth between Jeff and I here. I just kind of want the public to be, I guess, enlightened on them and kind of know some of the words that are said from myself to Jeff and Jeff back to me. So there's two of them here. There was one that was written from me to him and then him back to me. I'm going to read his response first and then I'll read my original email. This was sent to me on June 30th from Mr. Corpenny. It says, "Attention, Trustee Benjamin Hutt. I am writing you today to remind you of the public records inquiry I had made last year for township records in your possession pertaining to the previous Bowling Green Township Park Committee." The spelling in here is horrible, so bear with me. "The records you hold need to be returned to the Township Meeting Hall immediately. I need to review these records in order to continue with a full investigation now underway of all park and community building records. Many months have now gone since I originally inquired with the board about the whereabouts of these public records that included drawings, plans, grant details that have been posted in the Township Meeting Hall. All information about the grant project had been posted in the Township Meeting Room so anybody working on or interested could view it. Some of these items, such as a large park blueprint layout, were the only copies available. You eventually stated at a later township meeting that you, yourself, had removed these public records and taken them to the Assistant County Prosecutor. This was when you decided to investigate the Operation Roundup grant for your allegations of some kind of perceived wrongdoing by the Park Committee. In short, the conclusion of your investigation by Amy provided the board with a written opinion that the matter of sloppy governance on the part of the Board of Trustees and the Park Committee. I learned after being advised by Amy Brown Thompson that she had returned these public records to you. I understand these records are no longer in her possession. I now need to view all township community building park records available, including the one you confiscated as you implored to spearhead this newest investigation, as I was implored to spearhead the newest investigation, the township community building rental funds. I ask that you not impede the now underway investigation and fill my records request immediately." I went to the Township Meeting Hall again early 6/29/2014 to see the records you removed are still not returned. I am taking the liberty of carbon copying Amy, the Assistant Prosecutor's Office, and advising them of the situation. All these records are important to the Township and need to be put in the hands of the Township, and after my review, be placed with our Fiscal Officer to ensure the safety of their whereabouts. In addition to the records, Township property has been removed from the Township Hall. If you are the one that removed or destroyed professionally made and donated former Township Park Committee custom wooden plaques, these also need to be returned to the Township Hall. Another professional made and donated sign that had been posted on the community building with contact information for residents of building rental is also gone. These signs are Township property and were either stolen or disposed of without authorization from the board. Does a report from the County Sheriff's Office need to be filed on this matter? If you do not remove or discard the Township property items, then who did? The plaques were screwed securely to the wall, locked inside the building. I believe the plaques should be given to the past Bowling Green Township Park Committee members as a very small but meaningful thank you for their hard work as volunteers as many combined years of public service. Is it possible to retrieve the plaques, or did you put them in the Township Big O trash tote? I appreciate a prompt response from you on these matters of public records, public property, and public trust. Respectfully, Jeff Corpenny. P.S. On March 3rd, 2014, you emailed a demand for records request and put forth an arbitrary time frame of 1 week from your stated notice. You continue to lie and tell people that I was forced to turn over the records by the prosecutor's office, and you also claim that I refused to provide them. Both are clear lies, and you need to stop the slander. Using your time frame demand on that farce, I expect to have the records and property noted in this letter returned to the Township Hall within 1 week of this letter. That was from Jeff Corpenny to myself. I'd like to read an email that was sent from myself to Jeff Corpenny. It says, Jeff, I am emailing you to remind you of the public records request that I had given to you at the regular township business meeting on February 25th, 2014. I am still requesting that any and all township records that you have in your possession pertaining to the Bowling Green Township Park Committee be returned to the Township Meeting Hall by Tuesday, March 4th, 2014, which will be 1 week from the day they originally requested them. You stated at the meeting on February 25th that you had all the records in your possession for the previous park committee, including the calendar used for the building rental, which Barb Wiseman had given to you. You also stated Barb Wiseman has given you an extra set of keys for the community building, which I would like to return also. As of Monday, March 3rd, 2014, no records were brought to the meeting hall, so I took the liberty of contacting Amy and advising her of the situation. All these records are important to the township and need to be put in the hands of the township and placed with a fiscal officer to ensure their safety and their whereabouts of them. So, Vice President, Bowling Green Township Trustees, Benjamin Hutt. Well, there's a couple things in here that I guess, need addressed, Jeff. There was no demands ever made from me to you. Were there?
Yeah.
It says in here, states in here that I demand that you turn it over.
Yes, it's on your audio recording. You put it stated clearly in my email there.
That I demand. Okay?
What, you did?
Well, that's a lie. That's a farce.
No, that's
okay?
not. You're the one that demanded it.
And for a second, you don't demand anything from me. Okay, so we'll just get that clear right now. If you'd like something, you need to ask for it.
I have asked for it.
Okay, you don't demand
Where is
something
it?
from me.
Where is it?
Do you have two eyes? Do they work? Okay.
Is that relevant?
Yes, it is very relevant.
Really?
Yes.
Where is it?
Okay.
Where are the plaques? Where's the property?
And let's get to that. Are you accusing me of taking these plaques down? Yes or no?
I'm asking where
Are
they
you
are.
accusing me of taking these plaques down?
I clearly stated in
Are you
in my
accusing me
message.
of taking this property from the township? Yes or no?
Did you read the letter? I think you did.
I
It's
read it
right
several
there.
times.
Do you know where they are?
Are you accusing me of taking this property from the township? Yes or no? Simple question. Yes or no?
Read it again if you don't understand it.
No, I understand it clearly.
Okay then.
Do you understand the question I'm asking you? It's a yes or no answer. The signs are gone. I thought you took them down.
Really?
I did.
Really? Well,
How do I know you don't have them?
I don't.
Okay, well, I don't have them. So don't accuse me of anything.
So where are they?
Okay? What did I just say to you? I don't have them. Okay?
Yeah. Do you know where they are?
I do not.
Okay. Then somebody stole them.
So don't accuse me of it. Okay?
Somebody with a key to this building came in here and took them off the wall and removed them.
You asked if I put them in the township's Big O trash tote.
Hmm?
Okay, you're accusing me of putting them in the trash. I did not do that.
Do they?
Don't accuse me
You
of
don't
it.
know if they exist anymore or not. Then is that what you're saying?
I'm unaware.
Okay.
They exist. I took them down. They're in the back there. They're still in this township building.
Why would you accuse me of doing it? How do I know you didn't take them?
We know where they went. Dan took them and put them somewhere in the building.
So are you going to apologize to me for
Where are they,
are you
Dan?
going to apologize to me
They're
for
back
accusing
room.
me?
The back room. Okay.
Okay. Are you going to apologize to me
No, you're not getting an apology.
for accusing me of taking them? Okay. And let's get another thing straight. Those plaques will not leave this township building, this township property. They will stay here for as
That's
long as
fine.
I'm here.
That's just fine with me. At least we know where they are, thanks to Dan.
Yeah. And don't ever accuse me of something.
Okay.
If anybody would like copies, I can
That
get you
sounds
copies.
to me more like a threat there than
No,
what
you don't ever accuse me of taking anything.
You're gonna,
Do you have any
I
other
suggest you don't tell me what I ever do or don't
Yeah.
do. That's up to me what I ever do or don't do. Go ahead.
Especially when he doesn't know himself.
One other thing I had here, correspondence, kind of dates back a couple months. I believe it was around first of the year. We had the opportunity as a township and a board to apply for a grant through Licking County to have a tire drop-off day. They considered it a tire amnesty day, which would have been very low cost or no cost to the township. Because of Mr. Corpenning here, we were unable to take part in that. So I would just like people to see this, that a newsletter of all the tire drop-off locations that are taking place in the county, which is a very positive, good thing to clean up the community. So here's a copy if anybody'd like to see those. Here's a clipping which really doesn't pertain to us. It's for Licking Township. And they ask that just Licking Township residents only come to this. So if you have friends or family that live in the township, Licking Township, you can pass that along to them. But it's kind of sad their name's not on this list when we could have took part in this for little to no cost.
Since you're saying that, I think I should have an opportunity to respond to it.
Absolutely.
The fact of the matter is, I put the effort in to make sure that we had a proper resolution to meet the deadlines and everything on that. The two of you didn't show up at that meeting. I believe it was February, was it the January meeting? One of the meetings, the two of you didn't show up. The deadline was right then. If we could have done it that night, it could have happened. That's the reason that it couldn't go forward. It needed to be done as a board. The resolution was properly prepared, and we couldn't meet the deadline because the two of you weren't here. That is
absolutely incorrect.
That is not incorrect.
I can tell
That
you.
is incorrect. You notified that company and said we are not going to be a part of it because I was involved with that. Any resident could have been involved with it.
Anybody
And
could be.
you stated we were not going to be a part of it.
No. What I stated is.
Yes, you did. And
What
I
I
still got it
stated-
on email. You know
what
what?
I-
I could probably copy that for you.
What you need to understand, the public needs to understand, is the Board of Trustees as a whole had to make a decision to go forward on that. You moved forward or tried to move forward on your behalf as a zoning inspector
You
without
never
the
even
authority.
brought it to the board. You told them we are not going to be a part of it. Case closed.
The thing
You
is,
never even brought it to the board.
the thing is
I've
I
already
know
stated all the facts on it, so
Yeah, you never brought it to the board.
I had to do it at
You
that.
never brought it to the board.
Okay, it's enough.
We couldn't bring it to the board because the other members
But that said that
did
was-
not
Well,
attend the meeting.
that's it. I just wanted people to be aware that there was something that
Yeah,
we
that's
missed
it.
out on, so
That's
maybe
it, all right.
we can kind of look for it and apply next time. It was kind of a last minute thing with the county that I know that Lindsay from Licking County Recycling had contacted us, and their deadline was actually before our meeting. So I know myself had told her to go ahead and put us on the schedule that, you know, that's something that we would like to take part in because it was going to benefit the township. So it just didn't happen this time. So maybe we can look forward to next time and take part of it. So.
The board has to convene and do it as a board in order to do that, so that couldn't happen.
It would have been no cost, yeah, absolutely.
It
no
couldn't
cost.
happen since you didn't attend the meeting.
The deadline was before that.
No. not
Okay,
true.
you got some correspondence?
Yes,
from
I
me?
do. Is
All
there
right.
anybody in here that is a member of this Brownsville Seniors? I keep getting their mail in our mailbox from the Licking County Aging Program and the Granville Center Senior Citizen. Nobody? I'll call. One of them's addressed to Barb Grime. I'll call her.
Could take it to the post office, they could probably put it back in the right box.
And we have a notice about a training session for the Ohio Public Works application. It's really for people that haven't done it before, but it's on August 1st from 9 to 1 if anybody wants to go in the administration building. Did you all get one of these?
No, does that require any kind of reservation?
No.
Who's the contact person?
Sue Spiker. Oh, it does. To reserve a seat, call Sue Spiker.
Is that her number there?
670-5208. The deadline for the application is October 3rd at 4:30. So if we want to apply for that, we need to figure out what we're going to do and do it. I got this in my mailbox for you. And also Amy sent revised park or community building resolutions saying, just change it, did you see them?
About appointing Dawn.
About designating Dawn.
Yeah.
And so if we want to redo the resolutions, we can do that.
Yeah, there was a couple things in there I wasn't real happy with.
I don't, what else was there that?
You've got two resolutions, right?
One of them about him was just appointing him, I think it was for a month or something like that.
It was for the rest of the year,
And
I
then
think.
another one was to turn the money over to you within so long.
Yeah, that one, I'm not sure
That's- I don't think
that's
that's-
feasible. I have
The main one
I have the
only-
rental agreement, and then I have the resolution that we
The-
already passed.
The one that we already passed is the one that only had like 3 sentences changed, right? Where she had highlighted, where she put "or designated person." Isn't that the one we passed last month?
We did both of these.
We did both last month?
We did the rental agreement and we did the resolution. This is the rental agreement resolution, and then this is the rental agreement. And we passed both of them last month.
She created a new one that we didn't do at all, that designated
She
person to do that.
just changed it and added the designated. She just,
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Bowling Green Township trustee, Bowling Green Township fiscal officer, or a designated representative of the township previously approved via resolution by the Bowling Green Township Board.
Right, that's the only change.
And this one, yes.
Right, what's the title at the top?
It's Bowling Green Township, Township Complex rental agreement.
Okay, I move that we adopt
Actually,
the amended rental agreement with the sentence that she just read.
also there was another change, I believe. I don't know if it's in
I
this
think it
one or
was the
other.
same thing, it was just inserted in another place, wasn't it? That's the separate one there.
Yeah, this is the one that only changed to add in the designated.
Is that motion sufficient?
Yeah.
This is just put, so,
This is just saying that before it sounded like only the trustee or the fiscal officer could run,
oh, okay.
but then they put or a designated person that we previously appointed. So that is the only change in that one. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Roll call, Dan,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Yes.
Ben.
Yep.
Now the other one is a brand new resolution, so you'll need to read it from start to finish.
It's not a brand new resolution.
We
She's
didn't-
just changed it to add in Don Watkins.
I don't think haven't had that adopted to start with. It's not very long anyway, is it? Page?
It's 3 pages, 2 pages.
I move that you read that into the record.
Town Hall rental resolution, Bowling Green Township Board of Trustees, Licking County, Ohio, met in session on blank day of blank 2014 with the following members present. Blank moved for the adoption of the following resolution. Whereas the board finds it advisable and in the best interest of Bowling Green Township to permit portions of the complex known as Bowling Green Township Hall located at 15490 Main Street, Brownsville, when it is not being used for township business, to be made available to use as social center. And whereas the board finds that use of said premises does not seriously infringe upon the original and necessary uses of the complex at this time or in the foreseeable future. And whereas the board finds that it has the authority to rent out these premises pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 511.03. And whereas the board finds that the township complex rental agreement is an appropriate contract to be used in the renting of the unused portions of the complex. And whereas the board finds that it would be in the interest of efficiency and practicality to delegate the authority to enter into the rental agreement on behalf of the Bowling Green Township individual to each township trustee, the fiscal officer, and Don Watkins, an employee of the township, as a representative of the township. And whereas the board finds that the designation of Don Watkins to act as a representative of the town shall remain in effect for the remainder of 2014. If the board desires to extend this delegation of authority to Mr. Watkins beyond 2014, it shall do so via resolution in January 2015. Now therefore be it resolved that the board hereby empowers the township to rent out the portions of the town hall complex not used for township business, and empowers any one trustee, the fiscal officer, or Don Watkins, the designated representative of the township, with the authority to enter into such an agreement on behalf of the township. And be it further resolved, the board requires that if Don Watkins enters into a rental agreement on behalf of the township, Mr. Watkins shall turn over said rental agreement and any monies received to the township fiscal officer within 48 hours of receipt. Be it further resolved, the board reserves the right to revoke its designation of Don Watkins as a representative under this resolution with or without cause. Be it further resolved that the township complex rental agreement attached hereto is adopted as the means by which the township shall enter into said agreement as long as no material changes are made to this contract. Is that
So that's completely rewritten from what we had done last month.
Happens to be worded to, you're looking,
I am.
part of it says, that the board hereby empowers the township to rent out the portion of the township hall complex not used for township business, and empowers any one trustee, fiscal officer, Don Watkins, designated representative of the township, with the authority to enter such agreement. That's fine, but I don't want it to get double booked or whatever. I don't want Don to make a reservation, then one of us make a reservation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I want all reservations to go to one place. Does that need to be reworded? Are you fine with that? I mean, it says we have the power to do it, great. But I don't want it to get have any problems.
They should all just go right straight to Dawn.
Can we sign this and then make a motion that,
You can move to amend the motion if you want more words in there.
that anything has to be taken through the designated? Can't look back to it. It says that we can do it too. Does that have to be done now?
No.
I just don't want to see it get double booked. I know it's happened in the past, so I don't want to see it get double booked.
Oh. What is everyone's thoughts on the 48 hours? Because I'm not sure it's feasible.
Just whenever you get it. Whenever it's convenient for you.
So I wonder if we should change that part too.
Yeah, I agree.
You can have that made changes. Probably should send it back to Amy and make sure it's all legal, whatever you
What do you
change.
think's a good time for it? A month? Every 2 weeks?
Do you know what she's basing that on? Was why she's
I'm
come
not
up with
sure.
that number?
I don't know.
I know once a month is pretty easy.
Yeah,
Are you fine with that?
that's fine with me.
I'm fine with that.
Although he didn't, I don't know if he has any for me tonight or not. I don't know.
How come we don't get a report anymore? We haven't got one all year. Maybe
I don't
think-
know that we requested
Okay,
a
well, that
report
should,
from
that
him.
should,
Requested a report.
how is it read right now? He's gonna turn the money over, but what about a report? Or you could do a report every month or something. Shouldn't we,
I guess
as a
the
board, hear what,
report is the trustees are overseeing the building, so
no, I'm talking about a monthly report of the activities and what's come in and what's happened in the building. Because we used to get that, we're not
Just
getting
write
anything.
down on the calendar, whatever.
it's going to be rentals. You know,
Problem with the
rentals,
calendar,
tickets.
it's at Don's house and no one has access to it. It's not, when it was originally set up, the park committee, it worked real well in the beginning. One person kept the physical calendar, and that was Vicky Fogarty. I mean, it was Barb Wiseman, but Vicky Fogarty took care of communicating with her and getting it online. So it was still available to the public in a place where they could see if anyone had already reserved it or not. So right now, all it is a calendar on Don's. Right now, excuse me.
Gary Stepp's name at the last.
Right now, it's just nobody knows unless you talk to Don. You know, maybe he could keep it in here or something. But
Don can be trusted, though. Now you got someone.
why are you speaking?
You're not cut.
To set the record straight.
I change that 48 hours to just monthly. I'm fine with that. And then ask her about that, about just having one designated person be in charge of the rental, so it doesn't get double booked.
Do you want a resolution to table that? Or what do you want to do, Jane?
We don't need one.
Just have to change that, so we need to change.
I have one other thing, correspondence before you do. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, okay. Are you done?
I'll go back.
No, okay. Finish.
I talked to you guys a month or so ago, actually it's probably been 2 months ago, about the OPEC funding, the OPEC, Ohio Public Entity Consortium Healthcare Cooperation. That's going to be saving us money if we go to the corporation versus the OPEC funding. We talked about it, but we didn't pass the resolution. It's going to save us in 2015 3.3%, and it's designed to match the current structure. There's an 18-month guarantee, so there's no renewal until January 2016. But we just have a simple resolution. If we want to do it, we need to pass it. It says Bowling Green Township, Lincoln County does hereby agree to join the Ohio Public Entity Consortium Healthcare Cooperative effective the first month of, at the benefit levels and cost structure as presented in the proposal. And then also we authorize whoever to act as our representative for the Ohio Public Entity Consortium Healthcare Cooperative and execute any paperwork, proposals, and or documents. So I showed you guys before what the cost difference would be. I didn't think we needed to do anything else. I thought it would just go right into effect, but we do need to sign to pass this resolution if we want to do it.
That last line there, you put in Ohio Institute Insurance. They're the representatives in that, on that blank line, right?
We authorize, it's supposed to be one of us,
Oh, you're talking about a designee
to act as
on the
our
board.
representative for the Ohio Public Entity Consortium Healthcare Cooperative and execute any paperwork, proposals, and or documents,
So that should be the fiscal officer then.
if that's the way you want it to be.
I don't remember. When.
What about the dates that you have the blanks there? You know, does the letter say what date should be on that resolution?
No, but I can talk to Megan about it.
What were the changes? Nothing, no changes in the plan. I don't remember. I really don't.
I didn't think there was anything that was going to change. Yeah, it's not going to change anything but the cost.
I say it was 3.5%.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that won't be considered an interim change.
No, because it's the same benefits.
So you don't have any idea what the date, whether it has to be now or...
Well, the proposed effective date was July 1st, but we didn't do that, so I imagine we could just make it August 1st.
So it can be any time.
Yes,
It could be next month. It just starts then.
yes.
It's not changing anything. It's all good.
Yes, everything is.
You need a motion to,
If you guys want to do it, yes, I need a motion to accept the resolution.
With your name as the contact and with, what date are you gonna put on there?
I'm going to put August, but I don't know if that will need to be adjusted or not. Unless you guys want me to put something else.
real close to August.
That's fine. So I'll just wait. I'll wait.
Do you guys, is there a motion to
I'll
pass?
make a motion to,
Is there a second to the motion?
Yeah.
Roll call, Dan,
yeah.
Ben,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Yes.
and then I just have a fire levy thing. If you want, we'll just do that later during old business.
What's the deadline for that?
August 6th.
Did you get that verbiage from Sue, or did she send that to you?
Not Sue.
Or whoever's handling that?
They done.
I'm done, unless you want to do the fire levies now. Do it later. Whichever.
Bill later.
It's just one, it's a resolution, it's had the verbiage on it for the,
Are we doing it now or
Just do
later?
it. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, we have a fire levy that is expiring at the end of 2014. If it, we want to put it on the ballot, we need to do it and we have both resolutions in by August 6th. First resolution we can do tonight, but we can't do the second resolution until we've had the auditor certify the amounts. So we'll have to have a special meeting before August 6th to pass the other resolution to get this on the ballot. If we do a renewal, it would generate approximately $33,914 per year. And it would cost the owner of a $100,000 home, it would cost them $28.82 per year, which is what the current levy, which is what they're currently paying. So if we do a renewal, it's not going to change the money that taxpayers are paying. If we do a replacement, it's going to generate $35,979 per year, which is an increase of $2,065 versus the renewal, compared to the renewal. It would cost, based on a $100,000 home, it would cost an additional $6.18 over what the renewal would cost. Does that make sense?
so the renewal is due August 6th, and the other one would be due at a different time?
Either one are due August 6th. We have the choice right now to make the renewal, to choose renewal or replacement.
Okay, you need that certification either way. So we need a special meeting regardless
But
of
we
which
need
way
to
we
pass
go.
this resolution first tonight.
I'd like to make a resolution to actually go with the renewal for the fire levy.
Second the motion.
Keep it the same.
Okay. So you're requesting certification from the county auditor?
What's it supposed to stay the same, right?
Yes.
Requesting certification from the county auditor for renewal, right?
Yes.
And it's just going to be an exact amount. What do they have certified?
Well, yeah, they just have to fill out the paperwork, basically. So you made the motion? You seconded it?
Mhm.
Let me, I don't want to get them mixed up.
See, we're not trying to raise taxes, right? Everybody raise money.
Do roll call, Dan,
Yeah,
Ben,
Yep.
Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
So you need to set a meeting now then?
Yes, we need to have a special meeting to pass the other resolution. If you guys are available Monday evening, that would work for me, and then that way I can still get it to the Board of Elections on Tuesday
for me too.
or Wednesday. Or actually Monday morning,
Monday morning.
That would work for me. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
8 Monday morning?
August 4th,
Yeah,
what time?
8 a.m.
You already have the resolution. It's already written.
I have it. I don't have it with me. I can forward it to
Oh,
you if you
yeah.
want.
We just have to accept that.
We just have to do this one tonight. And then at the next one, we have to accept the other resolution, which I didn't bring with me, but if you want to read it ahead of time, I can forward it to you.
Thank you.
Everybody hear that? No? Yes.
Is it this Monday?
August 4th, yes. 8 a.m.
I don't think we've ever had a special meeting for that in the past. Have we?
Well,
It has to meet the deadline.
yeah, we have to meet the
Deadline.
deadline. In the past, I've realized it sooner so that we could get the resolutions done. Because I could have done it. If I'd realized it, we could have done one in the June meeting and then one in the July meeting. And these resolutions were prepared by the,
Do you want to vote on that or
Prosecutor's
anything?
office,
Got it. Was there a motion already? Have a meeting at August 4th, 8 a.m.
there wasn't, I don't know
Okay,
that
I
we
move
need
that we
one.
have this requested special meeting by the fiscal officer, August 4th, 8 a.m. to sign the certification for the fire levy renewal.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Dan,
Yeah.
Ben,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yes.
You know. Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's it.
One other thing on the correspondence real quick. Something on a positive note. I just want to thank everybody that came out. I know Dan came out and a lot of people sitting in here came out to help with the park cleanup day this past Saturday. It was pretty decent. We had a good day. Got a lot of things accomplished. Got all the equipment power washed clean, painted one of the pieces, put down some new mulch, cleaned the shelter house, stuff like that. So definitely a positive day. I want to thank everybody that came out to help at the time.
Okay. That's it on correspondence. Get zoning.
I have something under safety, under fire company.
Oh, okay.
One thing in the fire company, Ted, the chief of National Trails, had contacted me. He would like to, just kind of working on a grant, filling out a grant to apply for some radios. They need a host township to be able to apply for the grant. It'll be no cost to us. It was kind of like how Licking Township used us as a host township to apply for some air packs. He was going to try to make it tonight. They had a call right before the meeting, so he called me and said he couldn't make it. Wanted to know if he could come any other time. It has to be turned in by, it was towards the end of August, the 20-something. If I can ask him to come on the 4th, can we also discuss that on the 4th with him?
You have to put that in.
I'll put it, I can put it in the ad if you want to do it that way.
Is that all right with you, Jeff?
If it has to be before the next monthly meeting, that's your best.
The 20-something, I can't remember the exact date that he told me.
Don't you see if he'd come on at night, late morning, you guys got your meeting?
If we could do that, I mean.
You don't have a copy of it. We could do it tonight if we
He was,
had.
no, he was going to bring it tonight. Like I said, they had a call, and he called me and said I can't make it. He was on the phone.
Do you know how much it's for, or who it's through?
I had no idea. No clue. So if that's fine, I'll tell him August 4th at 8 a.m.
Okay.
Discuss that real quick with him.
You do that with a motion, since we're advertising it.
I'll make a motion that we also discuss the grant the National Trails would like to apply for and use us as a host township on August 4th, Monday at 8 a.m.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Dan,
Yeah.
Ben,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Okay, zoning.
We had no permits for this month. I've got my reviews ready, the photos I have to get updated for our August 12th meeting. I have 3 investigations I'm reviewing, one on Route 40, one on 668, and one on Bowser.
Do you have those addresses?
Now I'll have them for you on the 12th during our meeting.
Okay. All right, unfinished business.
I just left trash on there. I didn't know if there was anything more we needed to discuss. or-
That goes into effect starting first, but we never finalized the recycling. Is that correct?
The large one down here, no, we did not. We didn't do anything with that.
What do we need to do about that?
Well, the answer I got from him was vague. He says he doesn't remember, he didn't remember discussing it. So I don't know if one of you guys need to discuss that with him. And
Well, that's
he
what
says, I remember a vague discussion about it. What are you looking for? Is there any concern residents will throw trash in it? We are offering the curbside pickup. Let me know and we can work something out.
Do you have the minutes where,
Yeah,
if you can give me a copy of that one, then I'll discuss it with him.
okay.
We requested 2 letters from Amy. Do we have either of those?
Yeah, we do know.
Because I noticed that's not under unfinished business. One of them had to do with the damaged road.
Oh, she did.
No, I did respond back to her yesterday on that.
Where are we on that?
I talked to the state, ODOT twice. Both times I gave my contact information, and they said that they needed to talk to somebody higher up, and they would pass it along. I've had no response back from anybody, so I forwarded that information on to Amy. And where she goes from there, I don't know.
Okay.
Can we back up a moment to zoning? We're having a meeting on the 12th, junk car meeting.
Correct.
At
The 12th.
Yeah.
what time?
So,
I forget.
The normal 7.
Okay.
Can that be advertised the same time
no,
as?
do it that kind of way.
Well, we haven't had one in a while, so it almost seems
Put it
like
in.
we should.
I suggest that we do that by resolution, saying that it wasn't discussed at the organizational meeting, having these junk car meetings continue, or to start up again.
I don't think we ever discussed
They're not
not.
starting up, they're
I
continuing.
don't think
It's
we
an
ever discussed
ongoing
not to
thing.
do them anymore.
You don't want to do it by resolution? We did the other ad there by resolution.
We never made a resolution to stop doing the junk car meetings, so they're not. It's not that they're restarting back up, it's just that she has one. It's up to you guys, if you want to do it.
That's 7 o'clock on the 12th.
Yes.
Okay, we're under new business.
I left cinder bins on there. I wasn't sure if we got anywhere.
I haven't got anywhere on
Fire levy.
We already did that.
Okay. Well, then, public comment. Okay.
Public comment time. I would like to let the public know that September the 27th, there will be a spaghetti and meatball dinner at the community building. Starts at 4 until 7. If the community would bring a dessert to share.
Alright, September 27th, September 27th,
September 27th,
What
4 to
time?
7.
4 to 7.
Yeah, so we're also looking at a possible, something for the community here to think about, a trunk or treat. You know how trick or treat night, we have the kids running around going crazy. If we have people parked along out here and pass candy out through their trunks, so the kids are all in one area, and then we have camp, hot dogs and hot chocolate for the kids. But that date, we have to wait until we find out when trick or treat will be. So we're hoping to find something out, get all that organized, and that'll be, of course, October.
For the spaghetti dinner, you asked to bring
Dessert?
dessert.
We will have a donation can up for the main dish and paper products.
Well, I'll make a motion to pay bills.
Could we back up to new business? Somehow we kind of got skipped over in new business. Friends of Bowling Township would like to ask the trustees to become an official organization of the township, so that when we host events, we are accountable to you for our funding and type of things. We have a mission statement, we have organized, and we have officers, secretary, treasurer, and everything.
I'll move that we put that item on the agenda for next month under new business. Can you present that information to the board so we can review it between now and the next meeting?
We have it listed.
Do you have the information for it?
Yeah.
And Jenny,
The reason we're asking to do it this month is because we would like to look into grants with a deadline of August 29th. And we need to start on the grant process like immediately.
that's just what a sentence.
It's a mission statement that was handed to me, or set on the table here. I'll read it into the record. It says mission statement. It says our mission is to raise funds to help make township improvements and contribute to township needs. We will provide social activities for the residents in an attempt to unite the township and create a sense of community. Necessary improvements in the park will install greater community pride, provide a safe recreational environment for our children, and modernize venue for all the special events our community has planned for the upcoming years. We welcome suggestions as our meetings are open to the public.
Well, as far as being recognized by the township, I think it's imperative that we get legal advice on that, just like we did before we started the park committee. Everything was gone through legal to make sure, because when it becomes a government entity, it's a whole lot different thing than what's happening right now. So I move that we get legal counsel before pursuing the request from Mrs. Boland and the, what are you calling it? Was this civility? Friends of Bowling Green Township.
I know I've had a couple just very generic conversations with a couple people about some of the grants, stuff that you guys have looked into or noticed. Would that hinder being able to apply for those grants?
Yeah, if we're just up against the deadline, and like one grant's for $48,000, and we can't move forward without being part of the township.
You could present that to the board and the board could do it. Unless that particular grant requires it to be an entity like yours. I don't, what grant is it? What's it for?
It's Nature Works grant for updating the park, the community building, and the township hall.
Do you already have a draft?
Yes.
You can present that to the board, we can review it, we can do it as a board. It has to be approved through the board anyway for the Ohio Nature Works grant.
Right.
If you have it, I would say, get it to us as soon as possible. Get it to us, let us review it, let us.
We would like to do it as an officially recognized part of the township, not just
What's the deadline on the nature works grant?
August 29th.
The next meeting will be on August 26th.
And you just happen to set up a grant committee? Because I don't think the community event should have anything to do with the township trustees overseeing it.
Community events. What does your community event have to do with this grant?
Say,
What would your community event have to do with the grant?
well, do you think you really need to oversee a spaghetti dinner?
I don't know why you're even talking about that. I'm asking you what's the relevance of that spaghetti dinner
Because
grant?
she's saying it's Friends of Bowling Green. Did you hear what she said? Community events, everything involved. She wants the township trustees to oversee it. Do you want to oversee all of these little events?
They have in the past with the park committee.
Right.
I don't really
The
understand.
Friends of Bowling Green
Are you all
Township.
not on the same page here?
No, we are not on the same page.
Okay.
I don't think the board would have to oversee everything. You know, it's kind of like when the park committee several years ago, we didn't scrutinize everything that they did until it got down towards the end where there was some misleading and inappropriate actions, and you know, to where we really had to scrutinize what they did. You know, so before then, I mean, the only thing that they really had asked for was funds.
There is misleading and scrutinizing activities going on with this Bowling Green Township Friends. The
Kind of
community event occurred and all the paper products was removed. So the community event, they had to go out and spend their own money. The money was not given to pay for all these products that was taken. So there's a split entity going here.
Well,
If that's the case, I don't think it's a good time for us to be formulating a group if they're torn apart on this. I mean, we don't want to go into something with conflict.
you know, prior to any of this being handed up, any of the people or any of those groups or committees or whatever had no involvement, no interest with the township. So what happened at those meetings, which I did not attend, is not township business.
And another reason we'd like to be recognized by the township is because we have raised funds that we would like the township to keep in a separate fund like they did for the park committee, so that that money is there for future events, future upgrades to the park, to do different things for the township.
I still don't think that needs to be
No.
a group. I mean, anybody can donate money to the park fund. I can take donations from anybody and put it in that fund.
That money's supposed to also be reimbursed for paper products and food items purchased for the community events, which was not done at the last event. And that meeting was done during the Bowling Green Township Friends meeting.
Not to argue, but like I said, that was all. That has nothing to do with
I
township business.
understand that she's trying to give the money to you guys to hold, but the money's not going where it's supposed to be going.
Where is this money now? Do you have
Actually, our treasurer has the money.
And who is the treasurer? Because nobody in Friends ever heard who the treasurer is. This is a whole split thing, and nobody knew about split until Ms. Bolin decided she wants to split it up.
Wait a second, you provided us with a date tonight. for
Everybody
spaghetti
should
dinner.
put
Yes, from the.
Is this from Bowling Green Township Friends
Well,
too?
we don't know, because the Friends of Bowling Green has been meeting the Monday before, which we all meet, this month and last month. Events have been made, but now the money and paper products all disappeared, so we don't know anymore.
So we have two entities that we're calling, whatever they're called, there are two separate entities that want to use the building now for their private events.
That's
to help the
supposed to be
community.
called Friends of Bowling Green Township. Correct. So half of the group doesn't know what's going on, and the other half is, we don't know what's going on either,
I
so.
don't know if I agree with that statement. I don't think that any of them were private events. You know, they were all
No,
open to
they're
the
all
public.
community events. Nothing was private.
What are you calling your entity?
We're not calling our, Friends of Bowling Green is what it's been. So we don't know. It seems like there's two Friends of Bowling Green. We're trying to figure it out. One entity won't talk to the other.
Well, at this point, neither one of them sounds township business, frankly.
Right, exactly.
Correct.
But if you're using the building, either one of you, you need to have approval from this board for any event that you have before you get that building.
Right, we only needed approval to use the building. We got approval for the meeting for you guys on Mondays.
Through the
Yes.
2014, I believe, is what the
Correct,
resolution is.
and we got the date set because it wasn't being used for the community event, which is the 27th of September. we had one we had one the 26th of June, which was July, which was a community grill out, which was a very good, successful event.
Well, I don't want to see the township miss out on any opportunities to apply for any grants.
Right, rise above the squabble and
What-
do what's necessary to get these
What
things
happened?
before the deadline.
What's going to happen if we say we want to table this till next meeting?
I will not continue with the grant. I have spent many, many hours.
Well, the grant's not due till August 29th. Our next meeting is before that.
Is the grant for the township?
Yes.
So you're just gonna quit because you can't have your group as a formal committee?
Yes.
Here's a question. How close, how much? Okay.
I mean, I still have to make like 10 phone calls to the EPA, the health department,
Obviously, the grant would
soil
have
and
to,
water, and all of these.
The grant-
Historical
the
Society.
grant would have to be approved by the board if we wanted to send it in. And the grant is due August 29th for the nature wings. If we have a meeting on the 26th, that's a regular business meeting. And say we approve it, or we might not. If we have a special meeting on August 4th, which is,
What if we do it the 12th?
Are you available on August 4th? That's when we have a date set for a meeting in the morning already.
would the grant be finished by then
By
to-
the board.
to propose to the township to review, to decide on our August business?
Probably 90%. I'm waiting on letter, I have to have letters on letterheads from EPA, the health department, soil and water, and some other geological things.
I know when they went through the grant for the nature work, it was a lot of work. A very lot, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to do something like that. If, I don't know, we already set that special meeting for the 4th.
We're gonna have a meeting at 12 for the junk car meeting.
Yeah,
What if
12.
We could do a special meeting before the junk car meeting.
Would that
would
be
that work, the
ample
12th?
time?
I work every Tuesday.
That would just be to turn a grant in to give us to review, to give us enough time before the business meeting, which would be 2 weeks after that.
But she can't be here to answer any questions. She has to work on Tuesday.
What's wrong with Monday, the August 4th? She said she could do it then.
It will be done. I mean, that's only, I don't know, I'm saying it's 1, 2, 3, 3 business days. If you're gonna have to make phone calls, you only have 3 business days to do that.
Is that what we're doing?
What was your suggestion that we contact the prosecutor and ask her about if somebody wanted to
We've
start?
got two separate things going on here.
I'm just asking you, what was your,
Before an entity is officially brought to the board to be a committee or recognized governmental group, we need to have it run by legal counsel to do it right, just like we did the park committee when they were initially set up. Because basically, you're putting in a new park committee. In reality, it's what you're doing there. So,
what part of you set up? No,
Why
I
not
what was
set
that
up a
run by
grant
the-
committee?
The original per committee was, yes.
Just ask the Dan if it was okay to do that.
it's not exactly the same, it's very similar, so I think we should get legal counsel on it.
From the few conversations I've had with a few of these people,
We do
Can
not
we
want to be
dispense
limited
with
to.
one item or the other so we can, because it is two separate things you're talking about.
right.
But we do not want to be limited to just doing park and
Park
park
stuff.
events. Our goal is to actually purchase signs for like 68 and 40, and that both ends of the township is Route 40, so that people know that we're part of a historic national road, that Brownsville was a pike town.
But with the first piece of business, I move that we get legal counsel before pursuing having a new park committee formed.
Is there a second to the motion?
I don't think it is. It's not a park committee, it's a new committee.
You can call it whatever you want, but I move that we get legal counsel before moving forward with it.
I didn't know it was getting a park, another committee or anything. starting.
They're asking, I think. That's kind of what they're doing.
I don't understand why it's necessary. Why can't the people in the community just help out? Why does there have to be a formal,
I think one
why
thing,
does there have to be a formal committee formed? Why can't we just,
All work
All
together.
and I might be wrong on this,
Yeah.
and correct me, is
It's like
one,
a Friends of Jesus meeting.
separate church and state, right? And I might be wrong.
Before we have discussion, can you either second the motion or not?
Being a committee of the township,
Because
or
you're having discussion
associated,
before you second.
excuse me, being associated with the township
Anyway, then usually
would help to,
We could
In the
apply for
grant
the grants
process.
and sign them and. you
Because
could
they're not gonna
apply If you're not, yes.
right, so some grants, and I
but
don't
do
know,
we
aren't gonna
want
just,
them to be able to sign grants? I mean, that was the problem that we
No.
ran into before.
everything would have to go to the board before it's sent out.
We already have that motion on the books. If that's in place.
Remember when everything was so simple? We used to all get together, and the women, and everybody in this community here, would make a dinner, we'd invite the whole township in, and they'd come in and enjoy. All they have to do is bring a dessert or a side dish. That's what we were planning on doing right here. We don't want a business. That's why there's no control. We have been doing this for the last 4 or 5 months, and we have our meetings, and we do our meals. And we invite people in, and it doesn't cost that much. That's all we want. We don't want all this other stuff that they're throwing in here. That's what we have been doing.
Right. Well, I agree with you, and and I've attended some of those dinners and stuff like that, and it's a good thing,
I think so. It gets the neighborhoods
Sure,
together.
it's a positive thing. But I think kind of what you're looking at is saying, we want to do a free or very low cost community get together.
Right,
Exactly.
It doesn't need, it doesn't have to be about the money, it costs everybody money to do this.
Right.
I think what the other group or whatever is looking towards is to kind of,
Make a profit? Isn't there tax and all kinds of liability involved with that?
I'm not gonna, that's not even close to what I was gonna say. I think that they're trying to help to raise funds through grants. And I'm not speaking for them, you can ask them, but I don't think you're gonna go door to door asking people, for money. I don't think they're trying to, there's grants out there, you know this.
That's right, let them do it.
And I think that's what
But
they're
they don't
looking
have to be a
for.
part of our commit, of our group.
Of what we're trying to do. We're just trying to pull the community together.
Right. Well, nobody says that they have to.
Well, then it's going under the Friends, and she doesn't.
Considering we started the Friends.
So that's what
You,
my,
the
the name.
people, started
so
the
that's,
Friends.
so that's what,
No, Mike,
that's what is the
Susie,
name.
Terry, and I and Ed
That's
started
what it
Friends.
is.
The name.
We're going under the Friends, and she's wanting to do all this other.
Under the, right. Right.
I moved the motion. If it doesn't get a second, can we move on to the other part of that? That was a two-part thing you got on the table.
I'll second. Now we're having a discussion. Okay.
Okay.
So
The
you
motion
second
is to get legal advice from the prosecutor about this proposal to start a new entity. You don't want to be called, I don't know what you want to be called.
So now we're having a discussion.
Fine.
I think both sides, groups, I've heard it from both of them. I think both of them are trying to do something positive for the community.
I'm just trying to get the people together,
Sure.
like we used to do years ago. We had good times doing it.
I don't have any advice for any of them either, I guess. I don't know what to say. Maybe we'll table it until the next meeting and see what the prosecutor advises, if we can or can't, should and should.
So you're in favor of the prosecutor giving us some counsel on this? Because I'll call for the question. In other words, roll call vote.
Yes.
This
So
isn't to
we're
form
ready
the
for,
committee.
are we
This is
ready
to get,
for roll call?
This is to get legal counsel.
This is just for legal counsel advice on a new group, whatever they want to be called.
Okay.
Do you want a name on this resolution that we're, are you calling yourselves Friends of Bowling Green Township?
Yes.
Okay, then that's what you should use.
On August 4th, you can come to the meeting, a representative can come to the meeting.
Wait a second, you're on the second piece of business. Can we have a roll call vote on that piece of business and keep one thing on the table? Okay, can we go to a roll call vote on this? Is there any more discussion on it?
Go ahead.
Dan,
Yeah.
Ben,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
So, on the 4th, somebody will be here to represent, to let the board review it. That'll give us 3 weeks to look at it.
On the 4th, will we be provided with something that trustees could each go home with so they could take these details with them to review them between the 4th and the time that it would have to be turned in? I move that on August 4th, we also include in that ad that the board will be discussing and reviewing a grant application that has been worked on by members of the community.
is there a second?
I'll second
Roll call, Dan,
it. Yeah.
Ben,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes. I move that we,
No. Before we go any further, I mean, I don't want to see anybody in the community have to fight over stuff. It's not worth it.
It's not worth
you
it.
know, it's all positive stuff that people are doing for the community. You know, and I don't want to see one person or group or whatever mad at another or upset with them. It's everybody's, I guess, is kind of there for the same reason, to help the community. Maybe you have different ideas. Everybody has different. Every one of us at this table has different ideas. We bump heads all the time. But I want to see it move forward in a positive way. I don't want to see anybody quit or give up. You know, some of the things you guys have done have been great. You know, it's got a lot of community support, dinners and stuff like that. I enjoy going to them. There's people that you see there that you don't see very much. And I don't want to see anybody get upset over it, you know, either side or group or whatever. You know, I'm not saying that everybody has to be in the same group. It just,
is this still public? Where are we, Dan? We've been all over the agenda tonight. Where are we? Is it public comment now?
Public comment.
do you have one?
No, I just want to know where we were because we're ready to move forward here.
You in a hurry?
I got a couple illustrated.
Just want to keep it a little bit on track.
Okay.
Honda Hills Road,
It got fixed today.
culvert, not the culvert, the
Guardrail.
guardrail.
It's still been over?
It is actually a truck hit it a couple of weeks ago. Actually, it's probably been 4 or 5 weeks now. I called, my son called. It is down in, the little arrow signs are gone, or they're down in there. And now the weeds are growing over it. You can't even tell there's a guardrail there, except for one little arrow sign sticking up. Someone's going to get killed if you don't do something with that and get that thing straightened up. We have no idea what hit it this time.
Drive by on the way home.
I'm sorry?
So drive by it on the way home.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Did you work on it?
Yes.
When?
I haven't seen it, but it got fixed today. Yes.
No, when?
Today. Today.
Today?
Today.
So, but we appreciate it.
That's the only reason she came.
Excuse me.
We put you through an hour and a half.
Now,
of
this
hell.
is the only day I haven't gone to my son's house. But since that, people say this.
No, but thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Now, those kids run up and down that road.
I'll be through there tomorrow to look at it. If there's something that you feel is incorrect, let me know. But I'll be through there tomorrow to look at it. Make sure. Yeah.
Yeah, does the trustees know, or Whiteman paying anything back on the money? From the secretary and,
Oh, I don't
church,
know.
anything? Park, how about the park deal? Come up on that.
Jeff is still spearheading the investigation. I haven't seen a report or a finish, not finished. Don't know what's going on, any kind of report from him, so.
Okay, well, I can speak to that. Right now, I am working on that. I've had some obfuscation with getting some of the records. I haven't gotten those. I can only move as fast as I get those records. Requested some things from Mr. Watkins I haven't gotten yet. Jenny's got record requests I've asked for. I'm waiting for. I'm trying to be patient there. inquire tonight about the letters that the board had moved a motion to send. One of those was to Mrs. Wiseman. I have not, she didn't provide those yet. We'll have to follow up and find out why. On the road, we know it's because of ODOT questions on the letter. She's aware of it. She was requested to assist us in writing it, but we haven't received any draft or anything yet. So that's all I got for you.
Stuff you came up with, like you gave her a box only halfway full. Did you ever return all that yet?
Everything that I collected from Mrs. Wiseman,
I know
this
you
officer
always keep
has.
saying that, but you have that box in your hand for months.
I've said it several times. Everything that I collected from Mrs. Wiseman has been given to the fiscal officer. There's nothing more to it.
I know you still probably still communicate with this one. What I'm asking you is,
That's not accurate, but it's not even relevant.
oh yeah, it is.
I don't believe so. There's your information. Right now, I'm at about 26 pages. This report will be complete, and it's not going to miss anything. And it's also revealed a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. And all of those things will be in that report. It will be a public record, but I can only do it as fast as I get the information I've requested.
I got a granddaughter at the cemetery. Why didn't you go tell her that, Jeff? You got anybody up there? That's got a lot.
It's not relevant. We
You're
don't.
just as much at fault in this with the park, with her, everything else, bringing her into the system. You did not even look at her background.
How is
You owe the park system $1,600 someday whenever you decide to pay it.
It's public comment time. You go on as long as you like.
That's all I gotta say whenever you pay your $1,600.
How's the investigation going?
I just answered that question, Ben.
I'm asking, how's it going?
And then tell
Do you have a time frame when you think you'd like
As
to be
soon as
done?
I get the rest of these records that I need to complete it, I'll get it done. I've got a spreadsheet started. I've got 26 pages of documents on this report I'm working on. It will be a public record.
Have you found anything that
People were
you
pushing
think
for this,
we need to look into?
and I'm doing it.
Any more public comment?
Yeah, one more.
Okay.
Jeff's opening statement there, he was reading what he wanted to get taken off. Said his filming the meetings was private, not public. But since when can a public official do something privately at a public meeting? I've always thought that if you're an elected public official, anything you do in this building is official. So you do have tapes, when people request them, it's your duty to turn them over to them.
I read the advice from the lawyer tonight. The board chose not to pursue providing that to Mrs. Boland, so yeah, that's all I can tell you.
Some of my opinions are the same. That's why I wouldn't make a motion to second that.
Jeff, I think that's pretty crooked and rotten of you.
Boy, he's always been crooked.
The letter did
If you're gonna
advise,
tell people in here right now, you ought to put them tapes out there for them.
it's your time. Go with it.
I did.
Okay.
I move we pay bills if the public's finished. Oh, you got another one there, Dan?
I mean, it is kind of odd that Jeff is investigating the person that he brought into the park committee. And he's going to write a whole report and it's going to be public record. The same guy that brought the person in. I bet that's going to be a real fair report. I don't need you to answer any part of it because I already know it's going to be real fair.
As soon as your wife gives me all the financials, it'll be complete.
Always something.
I hope one of these days you go to hell.
Pray for you, sir.
Are they done? I move we pay bills.
We signed the bills.
Was there a second to the motion?
I second it.
Stevie, thanks.
We forgot.
Pass them around so I can start. Pass one at a time or something so we can move forward.
so hard.
Need to bring a cushion with you.
Yeah, I got some out in the car, should have brought one.
Where's that guardrail you said?
Where? I don't know, I thought you said Harmon Hills or somewhere.
Oh no, I thought you said there was another one.
Does Ben have all the bills, Jenny, or the checks, or there's
She said,
others?
is the meeting over? And I said, unless you have another card.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know you were in here.
What's that?
I went to the guy and back. It's a football. Did you see him?
What are those?
Park.
Where's the rental forms?
I haven't given them any yet.
Wait a minute, in the last 7 months, there haven't been any rental forms?
No, there hasn't.
How are you keeping track of the thing?
He's got them on the calendar.
Okay, you got my email, right? Requesting that copy of
And I
that
was out of
calendar?
town last week.
Okay, when am I gonna have those records? So I
As
can
soon as I
get,
can get them to you.
okay. Well, let your husband know so I can get working on that.
Why don't you tell him?
Why don't you pass the checks
Why
around
don't
so
you
I
tell
can
him?
read them into the record?
Huh? Why don't you tell him?
But they don't need to do grants and try to strike all that.
Why don't you worry about what you tell, and I'll worry about what I tell, okay? You got a little maturity at the board here.
You got it, Mr. Corpetti.
Could you pass some bills over here so I can sign them? Is there a reason you're not doing that?
So we
Thank you, Dan.
question me? I'm gonna
First
process
check
it,
I've been
sign it.
received is check 4471, $893.28 for Jenny Duvall.
That's fine, but the township doesn't need to start claiming monies. They want to do grants,
This is front page. This is for
It's got all the signatures on it already. The next one is 4470, Jeffrey D. Corpenny, 62321.
so this is for how long?
Looks like, is that your signature, Dan?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Right, no, let's pay this like behind.
Give Ben the opportunity to sign that one.
Okay.
Check 4476, Donald Watkins.
But we can try it. Because that's what we would do. We don't say no. And that's what was being told to us. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that.
Do you mind taking it outside or
No,
something?
all you're doing is signing checks, we're talking.
There are people that do want to hear the business.
Well, sign the checks.
Please.
We already got it in
I'm
writing.
requesting
No,
you take it
I'm not
outside.
taking it outside, we're allowed to sit here and talk.
It says payment of bills for the public to observe. Public may adjourn at their own discretion or wait to official adjournment.
I can't hear myself think, okay?
That's your problem.
Don't take much.
Okay, we're on 4476, $1,133.60 for Donald W. Watkins. Looks like I have a copy of the timesheet for that. For 33 hours labor, 91 as an operator, total 124 hours. And there's no supervisor signature on this. Are these aren't the originals, are they?
No, those are copies. I have the
Okay.
original.
Is the original signed by the supervisor? Signed by Dan Van Buren. Okay, the next one is 4458,
Got small, Jeff.
Napa Auto Parts. $41.88. And this says for grease. Assume you have proper invoices for these, Jenny? Yes.
Yes.
Check 4457, $57.57, Barb Salee, mileage reimbursement. Didn't we overpay her?
That was for the phone.
Okay, this is
That's
just for
just
this
mileage.
month? Just
Yes.
this month?
I have yours in
So sale was paid in June, so next month it's gonna say sale was paid in June till, it wasn't for like 3 months,
It was 2.
just 2? And again, this is 5757 for mileage. On this sheet it says 130, it's crossed out, 114 miles. And I believe in January, I wasn't at that meeting, but you did pass a resolution for the current mileage rate.
Yes, sir.
Wait, when was that that we passed the
Check
mileage rate?
4474, Barb Salig, it's another one for her.
That was the meeting you didn't attend, Jeff?
193,
That you didn't show up at when
53.
we approved the mileage? That was the January
I've got her time sheet
Meeting.
here.
Just make sure everybody knows
I'm just
that.
gonna ignore you,
Well,
Ben.
that's fine, but I just want to make sure everybody knows.
Just more of your
Well,
stuff.
absolutely not facts. They're all facts.
I just request a little maturity till we get through the
It's
meeting.
no confabulation over here. It's all facts.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. Go ahead.
What are you trying to accomplish here?
No, just state the facts.
Just get you going.
I'm over here getting recorded. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're ready to continue here. We were on check 4474 for Barb Salee, 193.53, and I guess this is for this month's. Month of July. How many, there were there were no applications at all this month.
Ask her. She's sitting up there.
I thought I said that during my report,
So,
but I do other things other than just permits.
Okay, check 4472 for Jack Richard Hedges, $1,135.85. I have that timesheet here and it shows 117 hours. Doesn't, that one you showed me was signed too, but it doesn't have the breakdown of labor and operator. Are you paying him?
for who?
He's operating when he's out.
So
Whose
it's
are you looking at?
Jack Hedges. On the other one, you had hours in these 2 columns.
So I don't know.
It's all at the operator rate, I'm assuming then?
Yes.
Check 4472, 117 total hours. Now, where's my check and where's Ben's check?
They're probably in that file. Yours is, I think Ben has his.
Why don't you present your check, Ben?
I don't need your signature.
So you don't want to give me the opportunity to sign it? Where's mine?
It's in the
What
pile.
do you think, Sheena?
I already saw it and I laid it right here. You signed all these already? Stan signed all these already?
Yep, we're just waiting on you.
Oh, man.
Not enough. Two trustees signatures on the road. That's 3 spots. Jeff has to sign there.
Okay, I want to know where my check is, Ben. It was sitting right here.
Look through that pile again. I just put it in that pile.
Excuse me, don't worry about that. Look at that, we found it.
Okay?
Ben, did you have it?
So all
found a
these,
missing check, huh? I did not.
all of these have the invoices attached this time, it looks like.
Yeah.
This
That way
is-
I don't have to dig through them since you ask every time.
That's a great idea, Jenny, thank you. 4467, WMD Motors Incorporated, $333.73.
All the extra work. Extra.
$333.73.
You wouldn't have any idea anyways.
50 degree.
What a sight.
You can hear lips about scare me at all.
4468, Auditor of State, $204. UAN fees.
Can't get up down here recording. I like this.
Be on your best behavior.
No, I wasn't. But I got new hairdo, so I would do, I'm gonna do.
I was going to comment on that.
Marzane Incorporated, check 4469, $694.60 for cold mix, $115.
Got a lot of holes in the road.
That's the unit price.
I know.
Yeah. That's a hard one.
I have had some people call with concerns about the roads. Has anybody heard from Smalls Brothers on their scheduling or anything?
Why are you looking at me? I don't have a
What roads are they on?
I'm talking about the,
What roads do these people live on? You know what road we want to do.
I'm asking if we've heard from Smalls Brothers. The miscellaneous patching is what the,
I haven't heard nothing yet of you.
that's why I'm asking you, Dan, because I
I haven't
haven't.
heard nothing.
I never get calls from Smalls Brothers.
I wouldn't worry about it. Wonder why.
So when people call, we have no idea of when this will be scheduled.
Have them call Dan.
Yeah, just tell them you don't do nothing and refer them to one of us. That'll be
Okay,
fine.
this is check 4459. It's $154.30 for Elm Recycling Company for asphalt grindings. Ohio Mulch, $247.50 for bulk mulch.
Yeah, we put that down in the park.
This isn't an invoice, it's a credit app.
There's a receipt right there.
10 yards, $24.75 a unit. Check 4461, Pleasant Valley Limestone, $284.68.
Isn't that the gravel you had the workers put in your driveway?
Check 4462, Muskegum Tractor and Equipment Company for parts, $16.40 for a counter invoice. Spring and a ball. Check 4463, Dutro Auto Parts for parts, $67.16. Refrigerant, and stop leak. Which vehicle was this?
Red Ford pickup.
Check 4464, Southeast Tire Incorporated for a tire repair at $183.97. Lowe's Companies, $482.62, check 4465. Mailbox and miscellaneous trash bags and blades, refrigerator. $407.83. I believe that we had a motion to purchase that at some point. Is that correct? And this looks like the last one, check 4466, Frank Gates, EWC fees, $243.00.
Mowing the grass at dark.
Can I get a copy? Can I get a copy of this particular one?
Why?
Why? Because I want to review it.
Yeah, I got all that to sit here and review it.
Okay. My time sheets, I'll move to.
Picture of it. Picture of it.
Are you not going to sign this time, Ben?
And that's sufficient for a public record.
Ben, you're not going to show me your check and you're not going to sign mine, is that correct?
Right there's Den's check. You want me to read it in the record for you?
I'll show it to you. You won't see it? Here it is. Right here. See my check? See it?
Check 4473. Okay, well, I'll move to adjourn. I'll move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I got all mine. I'm telling you. I got all mine.
I'll second it. I'll do that for you, Jen. Oh, yeah, that's it. I need to use that. Yeah, that's fine. But no, I mean, unless I just have to forget about, well, then you really forget about that. I'll be shooting one. Yeah. I don't know, even that takes the last, I mean, 55 years from now, but prior to me having a truck driver, I mean, I used to 3 times.
Maybe goodbye to it. Gonna miss it. I don't know. So she got those, huh? You have checks for me?
No.
Check number 4474 is Barb Saligs. Check number 4457 is Barb Saligs.
Have a safe trip home, Jeff, and have a good evening.